What is good, guys? Charles from Team COG coming at you guys here with an updated Dream Mirror deck profile. We got a load of good support. Like, I'm blown away by it. And I'm going to go through and show you guys what I've been testing. Take note, guys, it is just kind of like, and still in the testing phase. I have a regional coming up. I've been testing for that. So I've been able to put like tons of thought and tons of test into it. But I have a lot of theory into it and a lot of explanation. So remember to check that out. Also, guys, remember, use our code COG5 to get 5% off your order on OPHIDIAN. They're our awesome affiliate and sponsor. So please hop on down there. Anything you use or mats you buy using that code, come back to us and allow us to get more decks, more content, and all that fun stuff, etc. They also use a community famous artist known as Midnight Dream. So please check them out and remember to use our coupon to get 5% off your order. Next up, guys, we are using, before you guys ask, we are using Imperium Duelist sleeves. We are not affiliated with them by any means. We are not sponsored with them. However, if you guys want to, hop on over to their website. I'll link it in the description below. Hop on over, and if you guys want to buy these sleeves, they're amazing. They have good deals going on right now. And just let them know that we sent you. And yeah, other than that, let's jump into the profile. So we got a lot of support in Chaos Impact. But for the old cards, essentially, we got 3 Sprite. Sprite is your Rhoda of the deck. It pretty much allows you to search any card when it's summoned off of the effect of a Dream Mirror monster. And then if you have Dream Mirror of Terror in the field spell, it can tag out for the Mara. It's a really good card. You have to play, the level 1s are the most important in the deck, and also look at that artwork, guys. Beautiful artwork. But there we go. Then to combo to mirror her, but pun intended, we're playing Ikilos, the Dream Mirror Mara. This is she has the same effect. You can tag out when the Dream Mirror of Joy is on the field to get the Sprite, but when she is summoned by the effect of a Dream Mirror monster, she lets you special summon a Dream Mirror monster from your hand, which now allows us to do more aggressive pushes with the good dog and the bad dog. And essentially before, she was used to special summon the knights, such as the Black Knight for a form of disruption and all that fine jazz. They're the most important cards in the deck, so you have to max out on them. There is no exceptions to these 3 right here, unless we get more cards that are better than these guys, but it's going to be really hard to get those. So, yeah, there we go. Let's move on off. We're playing 3 Dank Knight. Yeah, he's not even the Dark Knight. He's the Black Knight, but I'm going to call him the Dank or Dark Knight. This guy, when he's summoned, he allows you to pop a card on the field. He's essentially your Dark Destroyer of the deck, and he, before we got the support, was your inherent form of disruption and your control aspect of the deck. Dream Mirrors themselves are more of a control-ish, combo-ish, slow kind of deck. We grind, we combo, we grind, and we control. And it's really nice to have that be a definitive win condition, thankfully, from Chaos Impact. But Dream Mirror of Joy is on the field. You get to tag out into the Keyboard Warrior, the White Knight. He comes to the rescue. He's able to, when he is summoned by the effect of a Dream Mirror monster, he cannot be destroyed by battle or card effect till the end of the turn. So he's really good. I play 3 of these because I want to see one of them in my hand so I can special it off of the Mara. So essentially I'm not wasting the search of my Ikilos, the Sprite, on something. I want to have them. However, I do know that they can be bricks in your hand. So I'm not playing any hand traps, but if you did want to play hand traps, you could cut 2 of them and just play 2 of them. However, like, they really are really good in the grind game, and since, like, if you're cutting these guys, you're probably going to cut, like, the last trap in my deck that you're playing too, so, like, the grind game, like, we're in it for the long haul is what I'm playing and what I've been testing as, so, like, having 3 and 3 is really good. However, you could easily cut 2 of them and put in hand traps, and I highly been thinking about doing that. I actually probably really recommend it when you go to, like, a more competitive scene, like, because you just need to, have hand traps interact on your opponent's turn, because we are a going first deck. We don't have little to no interruption going second, and sometimes we really struggle to summon or play into a already established board. So the point of the deck is to stop your opponent from getting a board with the Black Knight and the King. So moving on to the 2 new guys, we play 2 good dog, 1 bad dog, 1 good pupper. The good pupper's here. When he is summoned by the effect of Dream Mirror monster, he monster reborns. And if you guys remember the previous video I did, I kind of did a talking about it, and I said that the deck needs a monster to summon from the graveyard and to summon from the deck. But we didn't get that. We got one that summons from the graveyard, so we got halfway there. But he's really good. He allows for that grind game. He's also the reason why I consider cutting a Dark Knight and potentially the 2 my last 2 traps in the deck, is because he has the ability to reoccur your resources from the graveyard. Foe here, the bad puppers, he just allows you to attack directly, which can become detrimental when you're into time and you have like phantasms up, and he's gaining like 1,000 to 1,500 attack on top of his 19, and you whack directly. could be game ending and it could help you win in time. But that's it for the Dream Mirror monsters. That's all of them. Beautiful artwork, all of them. I really enjoy the playstyle of the deck. Kind of reminds me of a Cosmos in a sense. You're tagging out constantly for different guys and everything, but minus like the kind of like it's like Cosmos, but it has its own play style, which I really like, and I really like the artwork and everything like that. And if you guys don't know, before I continue on, for the lore purposes of these cards, they're all based off of like the Greek/Roman god of sleep. So like Icolos is like the son of the Greek god of sleep. Same with Morpheus. Morpheus also is that, and same with Phantasmos. These three are essentially three brothers. I think, I can't remember, from the god of sleep. So, and I do think we're having some low hints to Alice through the Looking Glass too. So that's really cool. But moving on, 3 Joy, 3 Terror, and the 1 Terraforming to Search It Out. To go into detail on these things right here, on these guys, Dream Mirror of Joy says that if you can, once per turn, your opponent cannot target Dream Mirror monsters you control for effects or attacks. They must target the one with the highest level, and you must control a light Dream Mirror monster to apply this effect. And then Dream Mirror of Terror says, when your opponent's special summon is burned for 300, must control a dark in order to apply that effect. But the King is treated as both attributes, and normally with the Newt's Trap card, you end with both of them on the field, so it's actually pretty good. The only bad thing about the deck is all the combos revolve around having one of these, and particularly one of the level 1s in your hand, the opposite one. So I do have a 3-card combo with Terror, the Sprite, and the Friend, the Good Puppers. I have a 3-card combo that ends you on like 2 forms of disruption plus a lot of advantage going on. So if you guys want to see that, comment down below and I'll do a combo video putting that up. And I'll try to figure out some more combos and trying to show you guys my science and my theory behind the deck by showing you guys the combos and stuff like that. But comment down below if you want to see that. But, yep, so that's it for the field spells. You have play 6 of them. And the field spells are kind of, I'm not going to lie, they're really not the best. On activation, they inherently give you nothing. But do note, I should explain this now. During the end phase, if you have Terror, you can banish it to activate Joy directly from your deck, and then you can do that. That's essentially how previously you cycled through to make your Dream Mirror Fantasy live. But, anyway, moving on to the spells. 3 Rhoda, or 3 Kinky, I'd say. This card's extremely good on activation, lets you add any Dream Mirror monster from your deck to your hand, so it allows you to fix those hands and get to the sprites, get to the Mara, get to whatever appropriate Dream Mirror monster you need. But most importantly is that if you have like Joy on the field, your Dream Mirror monsters gain 500. If you have Terror on the field, your opponent's monsters lose 500. So in conjunction, when you have 2 of them, your opponent, it's like a 2,000 difference. You're gaining 1,000, your opponent's losing 1,000. So like that's really good. And you add the 3rd one in, it's 1,500. So like the difference between you and your opponent is like 3,000. So take that into consideration. That's a pretty substantial amount. 2, Dream Mirror of Chaos. This is your quick play fusion spell. It allows you to, if you have Joy on the field, you can use materials from your hand. If you have Terror on the field, you can banish materials from the graveyard. So that's extremely important, and it just allows, it's kind of good to get this card. It kind of gives us a win condition. It shows us that they want us to pretty much quick play summon this guy to poke for 3,000 damage. They want us to also, if we can't poke for enough damage to win, we use Oneros to pop and control the field, which is really cool. I wouldn't play 3. It's a brick at 3, but 2 is pretty good, essentially, since you could potentially banish most of them with Extravagance. But speaking of the devil, here's Extravagance. You mostly only go into the King and Link Rebo. Anything else is just kind of utility, and you don't really need it. So yeah, it's essentially a +1 for the deck. Like I said, you only go into the King, and you max on the copies of him, so you're very unlikely to banish all your copies with Extravagance, but you will probably banish them every once in a while. Like, if you have bad luck, it'll happen. Like, I'm not going to say it won't happen, because it might happen. If you cannot afford these, trade-ins, you could potentially play Allures, but trade-in would probably be the next best bet. But I am fortunate enough to have these because of my man, shout out to Rico, that let me have these at a good deal, so I have them for this deck in particular. So yeah. 3, Called by the Grave. So all you guys out there that are not playing this card, you need to play this card, because all it takes is 1 Ash Blossom to ash your Sprite or your Mara, and it's game over. It stops you dead in your track. We're reliant on the normal summon, and we're reliant on what we special summon off the normal summon. So Ash Blossoming us will essentially stop us dead in our tracks, and we can lose. We're a first turn setup and like a 2nd to 3rd turn kill. So if they stop your first turn setup, you lose. So I've noticed some people that are not playing this, and you need to. And with Ash being reprinted like 5 times, everybody has Ash, and it's the most generic, useful hand trap out there. So you need to play it, and you need to play Called by the Grave to counter the Ash so you can play and win, because that's what Yu-Gi-Oh! Is. 3, Hypnogia. This trap is awesome. I would not play Trap Trick though, because I don't, if I don't like the Trap Trick thing. This card's, people I think this card's way too good. It's good, it's what the deck needed, but it's not as great as making me want to play Trap Tricks for it. You activate it, you essentially take one Dream Mirror of Terror, activate in your field spell zone, take the other one, activate it in the other your opponent's field spell zone. So it allows you to stop decks like True Draco, which will become more popular with the Unchained being released, and like ABCs, and certain like rogue, I wouldn't even say rogue, certain, oh, what's it called? So yeah, certain rogue decks that rely on the field spell. Also, it's just ability to play through like anti-spell and impermanent and Imperial Order is extremely good as well. But I would not play Trap Tricks because I just don't think, I think you only want to see this card going first. You don't want to see it after that, because after that you'd much rather draw into more powerful cards or combo pieces. But you need to play 3 of it so you see in your opening hand. If I did play Trap Trick, I would play maximum amount of fantasies here, because then Trap Tricks can grab the fantasy if you happen to open the Hypnogia. Now on to a card that will probably be questionable and I might get some backlash from, but I've been testing 2 Onomancy. And the reason I'm not playing any fantasy, and people are gonna be like, why are you not playing fantasy? It allows protection, it's non-targeting removal. So I'm gonna explain to you guys the reason this card was such a brick prior to when we got this, because it required such a hard setup. It required you to have 2 field spells banished and required you to have a Dream Mirror monster. So that's 2 requirements for this card. Whereas Onomancy here just requires you to have a field spell. That's it. No monsters required. So essentially, even if you brick and see no monsters, as long as you have a field spell, Terror or Joy, and you set this, you have a way to stop or like slow down your opponent. Whereas if you only saw a field spell in this, you had no way to stop your opponent at all. Like this card was just sitting in your back row dead. And that's why I chose not to play. The protection's nice, the non-targeting removal is nice, but like mostly things in the game right now, if they can't be destroyed or targeted, they can normally be beat over. So, however, I have been thinking that I might drop 1 Jar of Avarice, one of the cards I'm playing, for 1 fantasy. So I think I will do that just to have access to it, because it is a powerful card and it's a more late game card, but I just have had so much bad experience with the card and it not being live that I've chose not to play it, and I've valued the counter trap over it because of its easy accessibility to make live, if that makes sense. But moving on, for the final 2 cards in the deck, 2 Jar of Avarice. I'm still playing this card and I almost still think it's needed. The reason being is you do plow through your Dream Mirror monsters. Once this deck gets going, you are plowing through it, and you can essentially run yourself out of steam before the game's even over, and then you're done. That's it. It's over. Your opponent can just now rebuild themselves back up and kill you. So Jar of Avarice essentially allows you to refill and allows you to continue the grind game. However, Dream Mirror Friend, the good puppers here, he allows you to grind longer. So I'm still testing to see if his ability to grind will allow me to get rid of these. And if I do get rid of these, essentially 1 will be put in for a 3rd Ash, and then 1 will be a Dream Mirror Fantasy. So, but right now, and from testing, it allows you to get a +1 shuffle back. So like, I want to say it allows you to get a +1. It allows you to draw 1 card, get more cards to your hand, put back resources that are needed, put back field spells that get destroyed, you name it. It's just really good. Another option to this card is Exodius. Essentially, Exodius is a level 10 and the King's a level 10, so you could do like some rank 10 plays if you wanted. But I like Jar of Avarice. It's just, it's just really good. And like I said, I'm still in the testing process to figure out if the friend here like allows us to grind good enough that we don't need to play Avarice. But it's still in testing. Like I said, this is just kind of like my basic build I've been playing and tinkering with. So it is probably going to change in the future, especially after I get done with this regionals and I kind of hit this deck pretty hard. So stay tuned for profiles and duels and stuff. But anyway, that's it for the deck. We're playing 40 cards, and we're going to go ahead and jump on into the extra deck. 3 Oneros, the Dream Mirror Erkling. So Erkling's like German for like, I think, Forest King or something like that. I'm not sure. But anyway, so this guy's really good. His effect is that he is treated as a light and dark while on the field. If you tribute a monster, so that's any monster, Darkest Diablos could trigger it as well, and even Link Kuriboh triggers it as well. You get to pop a card. So then like you put that in conjunction with like, where is he at? The Dark Knight, you're able to like destroy 2 cards, which is extremely good. And then when he's destroyed by your opponent's card effect or by your opponent's card, you can summon 1 Dream Mirror monster from your graveyard. So essentially, you can summon him, and if they like, you just got a tribute. So if they negate the tribute, so like let's say you tribute a foe to summon back friend to bring back the Black Knight from graveyard, and they somehow ash the foe, you still get to pop with Erkling, and then if they destroy Erkling, you get to bring back the Knight anyway. So the Knights, it's really good recurability, and that's also why I'm kind of justifying getting rid of Avarice, is because the Friend and the Urkling just allow you to recycle so much. But yeah, he's your only 3 of, like, he's your most important card in the extra deck. It's like, so like, it's okay to play Extravagance because he's the only card you need, but knowing my luck, they'll give us a cool Link monster, and then it'll like be a busted Link monster, and then we can't play Extravagance, but we'll see. It's really cool. Moving on, guys, just 2 Linkuriboh. Essentially, the Urkling and Linkuriboh are the cards you go in the most. So, like, they are the cards, like, you go in constantly. Like, Linkuriboh, sometimes instead of just tagging out your Sprite or your Mara just to get a, like, you've already used the effect of Mara, but you want to tag out the Sprite to get the Sprite in the graveyard to make your Dreamer of Chaos live. Instead of wasting that resource and getting the use, like, a Mara from the deck that's not going to get its effect, you just link it off to Linkuriboh. And then, essentially, your board is set up like this. And then, in some of my testing cases, I've had boards to where this is all I have, but like they'll make the mistake and try to attack into Linkuriboh. I'll sack off the Linkuriboh and then pop a monster or pop a card. So it's really good. But essentially, I actually would play 3 Linkuribohs. I don't have my 3rd one. I'm going to probably pick one up here soon, but I would play 3 Linkuribohs and then 3 Urkling because they're essentially what you go into. But moving on, 2 Barricade Blockers. I think Barricade Blocker allows you to grab 1 continuous or field spell. So you can essentially grab any of your Dream Mirror of Terror Joy if they go to the graveyard. You can grab the Phantasms if they destroy it. But like, you very seldom go into it, but it's utility to have. And then, of course, you know, guys, we're playing 2 Cerberus, 2 Phoenix, 1 Unicorn. What can I say? You know, like, just utility, spin back, pop back row, destroy monsters. However, like, you could probably get away with not playing this package at all, because like the Knight and then the King just pop cards on their own. So like, you could probably get away with not playing them. Finally, just 1 Lamphorhynchus to point down. Not much to be said. 1 Borreload Dragon, just to be a problem and take other people's Borreload. You could play Boral Sword to put on more damage. However, I don't have Boral Sword, and I just like Borreload Dragon. You could also put an Avramax in here, because like essentially you do your plays and you end on like Unicorn. You can just make a Linkuriboh and then go into Magnetic Crusade Avramax. But Borreload's what I have in here. It works out pretty good. You just take their monsters, yada yada, link with them if you need to. 1 Dugaris. This is my late rank 4 I'm testing out. Essentially, like, if you don't see any of you need to see the level 1s, and there's going to be games where you won't see the level 1s, but if you happen to see a foe, or you happen just to be able to get to the foe, you can essentially make Dugaris and draw some cards. And then also, if you're able to revive back the Dark Knight, you can make Dugaris double the Dark Knight's attack, and it allows you just for good damage pushes, which is really good. But yeah, that's it for the deck profile, guys. I've been really liking it. Comment down below what you guys think. I know me not playing Fantasy is going to be some controversy, but I highly implore you to test Onomancy first, because like I'm telling you guys, like the fact that this card has like just a field spell just to set it up, I think outweighs the good of Fantasy, because Fantasy requires 2 things to set it up. So, but like I said, guys, in the testing in the future, I will probably cut the Jar of Avarices for an Ash and a Fantasy. So, but yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. This is Charles from Team COG. Remember to check out our affiliate, OPHIDIAN Games and Accessories. Also, guys, before I forget, hop on over to our community tab to check out the mat that we are getting ready to produce. It'll be awesome. It should be released to you guys here in not like 2 weeks or so. So please stay tuned for that. And yeah, this has been a great time with you guys. This is Charles from Team COG signing out.